good, everybody? I am Lando, and today I am joined by Boston's finest Beans from the Boston Breach. Buddy, how you doing today?
I'm good, you know, just working every day, getting better, all that.
Well, you just finished up your first major with the squad. You get a top 4 placement. It's also your first time on the main stage. For you and for the team, what were some of your biggest takeaways, you'd say, from the Texas major?
Probably just getting comfortable on the main stage together. Obviously, for me, it was my first time on the actual main stage, so it's a way different atmosphere to anything I'm used to. And so sometimes you tend to play situations differently. You're like, it's not really nerves, but it's just different. So when you get put in a different situation, you play differently.
It feels like you've kind of been in a situation where you've had to adapt quick really throughout your entire life. Like I watched a few interviews that you've done. You've traveled around the world growing up. Many don't even know that you actually lived in Dubai for a while. How has like that lifestyle impacted both who you are in game and out of game in the situation that, like we said, you've been in for the last month?
I think it's like I can like adapt to new people very quickly, so I can like make friendships and relationships really quick. So obviously moving countries, moving continents at such a young age really helped with that when I was like 12 or 13, and throughout that time I was obviously still playing COD, so I was meeting loads of new friends and stuff, and through that went to a couple of LAN events out in Dubai, and then going to the main team, it's just new faces, completely never spoke to before, and just getting to know them quick and creating that bond as quick as you can. The more comfortable you can get, the quicker it's easy, because then you can pick apart plays and stuff, because when it's early doors sometimes you're like hesitant to say stuff, or you can't really get comfortable with the team. So the faster you can do that, obviously the better.
Well, I will say, Beans, I feel like you've had a great impact so far on this team already. You helped get this team their first Game 5 victory of the season. You helped give Breach their first franchise win over the LA Thieves. You helped deliver Breach their second ever finish above a top 4 or at a top 4. But I'm sure for you, right, the goal is something that is much greater than this. If you could pinpoint one thing that the squad needs to do in order to deliver the Boston Breach their first championship in franchise history, what do you feel like that is?
The main thing is good habits. So like, practice what you play. Don't, you know, it is fun sometimes to have some fun times in scrims and do some random stuff, but getting in good habits all the time is probably the main thing. You know, we made some mistakes at Major 3 that we just never would make in practice, you know, but that's just the way it is. That's just, sometimes the moment can get to you. There's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of external factors, you just won't make the right play all the time, and that's just the way it is sometimes.
One of my favorite parts about your addition to the other 3 Beans is the passion that you provide. It feels like you were always one to get up, get loud, yell across the stage. Where does that fire as a competitor stem from?
I create these like mental battles in my head with every team I play against, as if, you know, they're the ultimate enemy. Right. I don't know, this comes within. It's nothing like you plan on doing, really. It just happens. A little bit different from the main stage, because in the pit, in challenges, there was actually a bit of mental game to it. You know, like roaring, shouting at people. To some people would actually get in their heads, whereas on the main stage they can't hear you. You can't hear a thing, obviously, with the soundproof headphones. So it's not really the same. But you know, it's for the team. It's just passion. It's, you know, even when you're losing, you don't stop that passion. You keep going.
Anything you want to say to the CDL, maybe to the Boston Breach fans out there?
Thank you for all the support. Obviously at the major, even at Major 2 when I wasn't in the main team yet, it was really good seeing all the fans. Major 3, it was really good taking pictures of everyone. It was awesome. I really appreciate it, and keep supporting. We'll be here all year. I'll
tell you what, Beans, you've earned a fan here. I got my Breach mask. I'm excited for you guys. Good. Excited for you, man, for the rest of the year. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.